Have you heard about Betty Spaghetti?
Is this enough? With James O'Donoghue and David Hoare.
Hello, and welcome to Is This Enough? Episode 55. This is the really brilliant game show that is both brilliant and excellent as we try and find out if our rounds are enough, if our lives are enough, if what we've consumed is enough. James, 55 is the age that Claude Debussy died at. Which means that Claude Debussy was lucky enough to die before he saw his masterpiece Claire de Lune be more overplayed than Sweet Caroline. Claire de Lune.
That's
Guys,
good.
I've got an idea. We need a sweet moment in our film or TV show. We could use any piece of recorded music. Claire de Lune! I mean, it's been used in nearly everything. No, let's use Claire de Lune. Why don't we use Claire de Lune? But I feel like everything's using. Yeah, but we could use it too. I've gone from really loving that piece of music to going, are you fucking serious? Every time I hear it now.
It's a basic bit of. It's a lovely song, but its use
so
is
good.
Like, I know one classical tune, and it's that.
Well, it's just like they've gone like, oh, this would kind of invoke magic, but it doesn't if it's like the only one you're gonna have. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, we've made up 3 rounds for each other. Neither of us knows what the other has prepared. There is all to play for because there is a prize for the winner and a forfeit for the loser. As ever, with me is comedian, actor, painter, and Claire de Lunatic, James O'Donoghue.
Looney boys.
Claire de Looney Tunes. Last time I won and I received tickets to see Rob Beckett.
Wow.
Ooh. Whereas James lost and received tickets to see Rob Beckett Ralph. How was that?
He hasn't got the range. He struggles with the nuances of some of the characters.
Oh, yeah?
But he does observe what it's like to go to Nando's.
I hope you'll play along at home. As does James, I imagine. You can,
no, I hope you don't.
I play along at home. James is dead against it. Please let us know how you did. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Is This Enough Pod. You can email us at isthisenoughpodcasting@gmail.com if you've got any round ideas yourself, if you've got anything you need to tell us, if you want to correct anything we've said, if you've got any fever dreams about us that you want to send us.
Oh, yes, please.
And you can join our mailing list at isthisenoughpodcast.substack.com. James, would you like to know this week's prizes and forfeits?
Yeah, go on.
If you win, you receive a Pack-A-Mac.
Okay.
It's very useful at this time of year when you don't want to carry around too much. You don't want like a heavy raincoat.
Yeah, that's all right.
If you lose, you have to do the late shift. No one wants to do the late shift, do they?
Oh, God.
Slightly trauma-inducing sentence for James there. And myself. James, do you think this will be enough?
You don't mind closing tonight, do you?
Yeah.
I think it could be enough. I think it's got every chance that it will be enough.
I kind of need to switch shifts with you, so can you do the late shift? James nearly threw up there. I'm going to say ginger squash, lemon squash.
It's ginger squash, but with sparkling water.
Wow. Someone's passed their driving test and can drive to Waitrose.
Someone's staying at their parents' house.
Yeah!
Sparkling water, you say?
Sort of that weird thing of staying at your parents' house where, like, some points you're like, oh my God, they have much nicer stuff than I'd ever have here. And at other points you're like, they only seem to have rice crackers. Why do they only seem to have rice crackers?
What every form of thin, disgusting cracker, a Rivita,
Mm.
an oat cake, not like a lovely Staffordshire oat cake.
Mm.
Those thin coasters.
They are coasters. I don't even like the good oat cakes.
There's also, and I don't know if this is a universal thing, but when will parents learn how recycling works?
Problem is, James, is you lived in Bristol. I live in Bristol. We go somewhere and we're like, have you got separate recycling for this, this, and this? And they go, no. And I'm like, oh, it's not really recycling then, is it?
Well, it's like their council does provide stuff, but it is my dad here. My dad will go like recycling. Okay, so all plastics in this. No, Dad, that's a foil. Dad, that's a bone. Don't, Dad, no.
Okay. I mean, we should also say that it's better that everybody recycles at an okay level than only some people recycle perfectly and the rest
Yes, of course.
don't for fear of not doing it correctly.
But
But also maybe learn.
Yeah, maybe learn. Maybe learn.
Keep learning.
Yeah.
Wow, this is the wokest one we've done somehow.
Learn pronouns and learn recycling. Okay.
Yeah, start recycling your pronouns, everybody.
Yes.
We've gone from woke to cancelled in 2 sentences. Very good. James, really please remember the rules.
Keep it light, keep it tight, please don't fuck my wife. Keep it light, keep it tight, please don't fuck my wife.
And with those sentiments ringing in the air, it's over to myself for round 1.
Round 1.
James, round 1 is called Recommend Draw Knowledge. Just giving James a moment to compose themselves. Are you composed? Like Claire de Lune?
Absolutely, David. I loved that.
Okay. Keeping yourself healthy is important so that you don't become unhealthy and begin complaining all the time. I myself was healthy for a week once in 2023, and I think about it all the time.
Sent me so many pictures of you going running.
There are recommended daily allowances for different things. But how much is one standard adult recommended to have of each of these things?
Okay.
This is for 86,400 points a question, because that's how many seconds there are in the day to be healthy with. So, James, what is the recommended daily allowance for an adult of calories?
It's different for men and women.
Your dog barked.
No.
Does the rule carry over from this? We agreed
rule
in the last show
absolutely
that
carries over.
if your dog barked, then the other person gets points. We didn't agree on 9. Is it 9 points because of canines?
Absolutely. It's 9 for canine.
Okay, then I get 9 points. Boom,
And
in
it's
the
also
lead.
9 because all dogs are shouting, no!
Yeah, all dogs are German. And
all cops are bastards. All dogs are German. How have we ended up on the same march?
James, how many calories should you get a day?
For women, I think it's between 1,500 and 2,000. And for men, it's between 2,000 to 250.
On the shoddy bit of research I did, it came back with 2,000. You said that number a couple of times, therefore I'll give you the points. Well done. It's not only the research that is shoddy on this show. Question number 2. Carbs in grams. Carbs.
I have no concept of what a gram is. I'm going to say 300.
Oh, it's close.
Oh!
270. I'm not going to give it to you, but it was.
Around
You're not far off. Question number 3. What is the recommended daily allowance of episodes of Neighbours?
A half.
A half?
Yeah.
You're not even recommended to resolve the story?
No.
Okay.
That's all you need.
I mean, you're way off here. It's 3 to 5 or an omnibus. Question number 4. What's your daily recommended allowance of fibre?
Half.
Of what?
An episode of
Neighbours.
Neighbours. That's a fibrous show.
Mm,
I think it's 27,000 grams.
I mean, I'll actually give you that. The correct answer is more than you're having currently. Question
Apples
number
for you.
5. What's the daily recommended amount of public urinations you should have?
3 to 5 liters.
Oh, it's 12 grams. And
I don't like thinking of it in terms of grams.
poor grams. And question number 6. What is your daily recommended amount of sodium?
Enough for it to taste nice.
Ah, no, it's none for you, you salty bitch. James, at the end of that round, you've got
Very good. Very good.
172,800 points. It's over to you for round 2.
Round 2.
Oh my starry eye surprise, sunset to sunrise. David, round 2 is called Stop. This is an emergency. David, the acting industry is in a bit of a pickle at the moment, and as such, lots of public figures are lending their faces and voices to things they normally wouldn't consider. Have you seen, for instance, Patrick Stewart advertising tea, Sylvester McCoy advertising crisps, or even Stephen Burkoff advertising lube? Soon you'll jerk off with Burkoff.
No, but I was driving to a gig the other day with the radio on, and I was skipping around every time we got to an advert. But every time it got to adverts on the radio, the first advert was Josh Pugh advertising the lottery, and I thought that's good for Josh Pugh.
Yeah. I've seen examples of cash-strapped public figures recording voiceovers for public warnings, but let me warn you, these may be unexpected, as some of these people would seem way beyond this in their careers. If you can tell me who is recording, I will reward you with 50,000 points.
Holy shit.
If you can tell me what they are recording, then I'll reward you with an additional 50,000 points.
Oh my God.
But be warned, if your heart rate drops below 80 BPM, then this round will be terminated and you will have to resit your GCSEs.
Oh,
I
fuck.
don't make the rules, except I do. I do make the rules.
Do you want me to go get my watch so that I can measure my heart rate?
No need. I can
Okay.
monitor from here. David,
Okay, that's terrifying.
who and what is this? Stand back, this vehicle is reversing. But of course, is that not the way of things? You know, in the old system, we were always told that you will never know if a vehicle is reversing because it is, something you should expect. We knew that the production lines of the late Soviet era were in such freefall, and I really do mean this, not in your pathetic English way, but these are really bad places, so a car is more likely to go backwards than it is forwards. You know what I mean?
It's Slavoj Žižek.
Wow. How did we get him?
I don't know. It's a good get. And he's talking about cars going backwards.
Yes, he is.
Reverse cars. Cars going backwards. Is it the Fast and Furious movies?
He's recording for a public warning.
Oh, for a public warning.
Yes, these are recordings of famous people doing recordings for general public warnings and notices.
Okay. So, is it Slavoj Žižek's vehicle reversing noise?
It is indeed Slavoj Žižek's vehicle reversing noise. Congratulations, David. 100,000 points. What
Thank you
a
very much.
lucky boy.
Thank
Here
you.
is our next one. And I warn you, it's trickier.
Turn right.
That's Keir Starmer
It is indeed.
doing the budget.
Oh, bloody hell. I didn't realise that we're getting political. It's not him doing the
Second.
budget. What might you hear? A recording of a voice telling you to turn right.
Driving test.
No, not quite. It's something to do with a car. What in your car might tell you to turn right?
Is it the indicator noise?
It's not the indicator noise.
Oh,
That
is
would
it
be-
my sat nav?
It is the Keir Starmer sat nav.
Okay.
Turn right.
That's all it says. Hi-oh. Congratulations, David. 500,000 points. David,
Yeah.
congrats.
Yeah.
Here
Okay,
is
thanks.
question number 3.
Well, bloody hell, you're being bloody recorded, ain't ya? You gotta leave them premises alone, son.
Is that a security alarm voiced by Ray Winston?
It is a security alarm. It's not Ray Winston. I'll give you another guess.
Oh. Can I hear it again?
No.
Well, bloody hell, you're being bloody recorded, ain't ya? You gotta leave them premises alone, son.
Is it Danny Dyer?
It's not quite Danny Dyer.
Oh.
Similar kind of... probably
Vinny-
slightly... He'd probably
Vinny
be...
Jones?
Not quite. Not quite. An
Tom
older...
Hardy?
No, an older generation than all of them. Sadly, no longer with us.
Oh, is it what's he called? Frank what's
It's
he
not
called?
Mad Frankie Fraser.
Mad Frankie Fraser.
David,
Who hasn't
unfortunately...
sort of made many appearances on this show.
He
very
really
early
has.
on, and
I
then hasn't
can't-
appeared well.
I can't
Sorry.
give you that point, sadly, because that was, of course, Bob Hoskins. Bob Hoskins, or Boskins, as he was known to his friends.
Yeah.
Here's question number 4.
Hoo-ha! The train at platform 9 is for Hull. It's got a great caboose.
Who could that bloody been, and what are they announcing?
Hoo-ha! That is Al Pacino,
Wow, now.
and he is telling you to file down the train.
Congratulations, David. That is, of course, correct. Well done. We are coming up to question 5.
You ever find when you're on the train now, if you're on the overground, and it says like you're in a very busy carriage all squished in, and
Yeah.
it says one of the carriages is more empty? Rather than being like, that's useful information, I'm just like, I feel really hemmed in and I can't do anything about it. And I know that I feel more upset
Yeah.
knowing that information.
I'm livid. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, carriage number 4 is better. It's like, well, good for them.
Yeah. I can't even get out to get there.
Yeah. I've got someone else's shoulder in my ball. I don't understand how this has happened.
Hmm.
But here's question number 5. What is this? Who is this person, and what are they announcing?
Oh my heavens, please be aware, Stanley Tucci has escaped from his special housing. Oh no. Ah.
Okay. Okay. Stanley Tucci's escaped.
He's escaped from some sort of enclosure, some sort of casing,
Like a zoo.
like a zoo.
Like a
Congrats. That's it.
That's
That's-
a zoo escaping noise.
That's Stanley Tucci.
Stanley Tucci. Yeah. Okay. Good.
But who? What kind of animated fellow is saying this?
Oh my heavens, please be aware, Stanley Tucci has escaped from his special housing. Oh no. Ah.
Is it Bluey?
It's not Bluey.
Okay.
It's someone who's had previous with living creatures escaping from specialized zoos.
Living creatures escaping from specialized zoos. An animated creature. They have all
You're
been-
perhaps a reanimated creature of some sort.
but it's not Deckard from Blade Runner.
It's not Deckard from Blade Runner. It's someone who's very. They're an actor who's well known for being quite exuberant,
I
but
can't.
who's David. Unfortunately, I can't give you the points for. I can tell it was a zoo escape alarm. Well done. It was, of course, Jeff Goldblum. And then finally,
Oh, right. Okay. Yep. Sorry. Got you.
and finally,
Please be aware, Jeff Goldblum has broken into the Tucci enclosure, and he's not even brought any wine.
Was it Laura Dern?
that's not Laura Dern.
Oh. Play it to me again.
Please be aware, Jeff Goldblum has broken into the Tucci enclosure, and he's not even brought any wine.
Cellar. Wine cellar.
It's not a wine cellar. It's just someone who the person announcing it happens to enjoy wine, perhaps pairing it with nice food.
Oh. A sommelier. Oh, that's 9 more points for me there.
I think you're thinking about this slightly too much. The
Okay,
previous
Stanley
this previous
Tucci.
one was Jeff Goldblum talking
So
about
this is
Stanley
Jeff
Tucci.
Goldblum has broken into Stanley Tucci's zoo.
Yeah. The previous one was
Obviously.
Jeff Goldblum talking about Stanley Tucci. This is someone talking about Jeff Goldblum.
Like he just looked at me like, eh?
Hey,
Sam
Hey?
Neill?
it's not Sam Neill, David. It was Stanley Tucci.
Oh.
The Stanley Tucci is both in the zoo and in charge of the zoo.
Right.
This is the plot of We Bought a Zoo. The zoo is just Stanley Tucci.
Okay.
He turns up and they're like, "Oh, we bought a zoo, and it's Stanley Tucci." That bit doesn't get into the trailers because that's a bit too long-winded.
Okay.
And they're like, Sigur Rós is also here.
And if I don't know me, hyperpobla. Do you know what
So-
hyperpobla means?
No, doesn't
It means
mean anything, does
It
it?
means it means jumping into puddles.
Sick.
Mhm.
Well,
It's a song
David.
about jumping into puddles. In the same sort
Well,
of puddles I'm crumbling into because I didn't get all the points I wanted to in that
no,
round.
David, but you did. We're going to jump in the puddle of the scores because so far, I've got 172,800 points. David is passing his driving test. He's also steaming ahead with 400,018 points. David, there is all to play for
Mm-hmm.
as we head in.
Feels like it's all to play for. Just
It
us.
feels like the stakes feel high.
It's in
it's
the
round
air,
3.
isn't it?
Ooh. Is that a point I can feel? It's round 3.
Round 3.
James, round 3 is called What Media Have You Consumed, James O'Donoghue?
Oh,
James
my.
O'Donoghue, what media have you consumed?
What media haven't I consumed? David, I have mainly spent the last few weeks stressed out of my head doing gigs and and helping with art projects, and then with my scant amount of time, I've been mainly finishing video games and replaying old video games that I've already played. So I finished recently Alan Wake 2. It's incredible. It's a very incredible game. It's also it's very visually striking, and it's one of the it's one of the first video games that I played that it's like set in a realistic looking world, but has a really strong sense of its own aesthetics that you usually would associate with a film.
Right.
Really cool. So I finished that, and now I'm replaying Death Stranding. Death Stranding, when I first played it, I thought, this is amazing. The story is incredible. I am now finding myself skipping through the story as much as possible and just building stuff. And I'm also having that unfortunate thing of playing a game with a slightly sharpened sense of politics and going, oh no, the women characters in this game are really badly written and thought out. It's very disappointing.
I had that recently when I rewatched. What's it called? How'd you like them apples?
Goodwill
Yeah, Goodwill Hunting.
Goodwill Hunting.
There is
Yeah.
our woman in that film, and it's Minnie Driver, and her job is basically to go, I love you, even though you lied to me, and I'm going to a different place, and you're going to have to come find me. And she's really good in that film. She does say, I'll be with you in a moment to her friend, but I don't think that counts as passing the Bechdel test.
The moment's name is Steve. No, it's a very...
But also that film is about a man trying to deal with a man's world. So, but like, I mean, if you even go back to Metal Gear Solid 5, which I've not played, but I've played 1 to 4. 5 is basically really heralded as like some of the best gameplay ever, and like you can really unfold. Sorry, Metal Gear Solid 5 is made by the same guy who made Death Stranding. There's also a female character in it who's basically there as a bit of like eye candy
for the dads.
And
yeah,
not great.
It's not great.
Things can improve. The thing is, he actually has some good female characters in some of the stuff he does as well. We can't win. Nothing's going to be perfect.
Yeah. And yeah, so I've been doing that. I've been watching Severance. I don't know if you've watched Severance.
No, that's in a list of things which goes, oh my god, have you seen this television show? It's really good. Okay, what's it about? Oh, it's about people at work who are numb to what they're doing, and then when they leave work, all they do is cry. What? It's really good. Okay, but like when I want to watch telly, I just kind of want to switch off my brain and enjoy myself. Yeah, okay. You should watch it though. And I'm like, okay, it's like when television is art.
It requires effort.
It's early in the evening watching. It's definitely not the sort of thing my girlfriend would watch. So I'd have to wait until she goes to bed to watch it. And at that point, I'm probably a bit sleepy.
I think
because I like a bunch of people involved with it.
I'm also at a point of prestige TV is like, yeah, this is good. It's good. You no longer need to impress me. Like, oh, we're at the golden age of television. Look at, okay. There's loads of films that are apparently really good that I have no interest in seeing, and I think I'm gonna have to start chalking up that with TV as well. White Lotus, I've heard it's great. I don't think I'm getting round to it.
No. But I think that just happens. I think I've mentioned to you before. I was like, right, I'm just going to go for all these films I haven't seen that people say are really great. Got half an hour, 50 minutes into Goodfellas before going, oh, I hate gangster movies.
Hold on. These fellows aren't good at all.
I don't like gangster movies.
When are they going to get round to the pizza?
And that's fine.
Yeah. No, it is fine, and it's.
But
fine
are you enjoying Severance?
I think I am. I'm intrigued by it. I'm enjoying it, and it's also annoying me. But I don't know if the show is annoying me or if people hyping about it online is annoying me. As is the case with a lot of things, I find fan bases unbelievably annoying.
That's so true. Where you can't actually get your head into it because you're like, the people enjoying it are so annoying about it.
I'm the same. I'm the same with Taskmaster.
Oh yeah,
I know
loads of people who refuse it.
Yeah, I find I the stuff that I've seen is great fun. I've had some really good people on it. It can be a really good springboard for comedians. I find the fans and these are my dream lineups for Taskmaster. Fuck off. Shut up. Shut up.
Well, I don't like it when people say it as if like that the way they say it is going to happen. They're like, "Give it to me." It's like I enjoy the fun. Like there are definitely people I would like. I would love to see Helen Bauer on Taskmaster. I think
Yeah.
that would be hilarious.
Well,
There
and
are
there's just,
people that have been on it who I thought would be good, and they were. There are people on it I didn't even think about them going on it, and as soon as they went on it, it was good. The main thing about Taskmaster for me is it's sleepy time television.
it
But the way
really
people
is.
talk about it is as if it's Severance.
Yeah, it's sleepy time television. It is good fun.
I've
But
also been a big fan of Alex Horn.
oh yeah,
Listen to me, hipstery. Long before the Taskmaster is with like We Need Answers and his other documentaries and stuff. So I'm already there. I'm like fully on board. But
and
it's so great to put on like a Sunday morning.
yeah, a Sunday
or just
morning.
to go to bed.
It's a lovely default watch.
It's also really good to watch with like a bunch of other people when you're all a bit tired. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not an on your own watch, really, unless I watch it in the gym.
Yeah. So you can be like, yeah, make a thing out of another thing.
Kind of. I was watching it whilst I was at the gym, and I kind of was like, okay, this will be fine. Watching the season where Rod Gilbert's in it, completely forgetting that Rod Gilbert takes every opportunity to take most of his clothes off. So I'm just running in the gym, and I'm sort of like, really hope no one's looking at me whilst I'm running on the gym, whilst I'm basically
Rod
naked.
Gilbert's
Rod Gilbert is trying to get Alex Horn's clothes off again.
Yeah. And speaking of unbearable fan bases, Doctor Who is back. And it's at another point where people are going, is this going to be cancelled anytime soon? Is the BBC going to cancel? It's like, this makes a lot of money. No, they're not. But a black man is in it. It's like, yes, he's very good.
I imagine he's quite good at it.
He's very
often
good.
Always the writer's fault as to whether it's bad or not because they just get
And
someone good.
Yeah, no, and it's written nicely. It's kind of it's entirely serviceable drama, but it's one of the biggest money makers for the BBC, so it's fine.
It's a kids show.
It's also
Sorry, everyone.
a kids show.
Kids show for
and
children.
It's a kids show for children.
The fact that you enjoy it is a bonus, and you should
They-
enjoy it.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it too much. It's a kids show.
they did have a throwaway joke about the planet of the incels in the last episode, which was slightly jarring, having just watched Stephen Graham for 4 hours going, what if my son's phone's turning him into a Nazi? It's like amazing writing about the perils of raising a child with the world of online, and then you've got Russell T Davies going, banning the incels, why not? Why not? So yeah, that's been what I've consumed.
I will add to like the weird, confusing fan base thing. Have you been privy to any of the Switch 2 announcements? Nintendo Switch 2.
I've seen that there is doubt on its viability now because of the tariffs.
Yeah, that's a whole thing on top of it. It's basically like they did their big announcement. There's a bunch of stuff that's been spoken about, but also because of Trump's tariffs, like it might just be like preposterously expensive or may not even go to America because of how much. It's like a list of like far down the list of reasons why you don't like Donald Trump. It's like, also, we can't get a Switch 2 because of you fuckwit. But yeah, basically, the Nintendo Switch itself was such a like revolution, and it's kickstarted a whole new era of gaming where the portable handheld consoles are reaching normal console graphics, and it's a whole element of you can like plug it into your telly and play at home. You can also take it on the go, and that's amazing. And they also had the Joy-Con thing, and Nintendo are very good at multiplayer gaming and stuff. They tried something. People were doubting it before it came out, and there's also people that will tell you about how it only runs at something FPS when it should run at something else FPS. And they are some of the most tedious human beings in the world because they're not interested in whether a game is fun, they're just whether it looks good. And these tend to be the same sort of people that think that a game should have a story, and I think they should fuck off. But the Switch 2 has come out, and what they've done is they've basically taken all the things and they've improved the FPS and frames per second, and they've improved the controller, and they've made the screen bigger, and they've basically made the battery bigger, and they made the stand better, and they've just made like a better version of the Switch, and it's very safe. And then they've done a bunch of games on launch, and basically people are complaining about everything. And it's basically an aspect of, if they had not played it safe, then everyone would be like, why don't you just give us the Switch 2? That's what we wanted. Just give us a version of what we wanted. They've played it safe, and everyone's like, oh, this is boring. And also, it's too expensive. All this sort of stuff. One of the funniest reactions to it I've seen is basically people complaining about how expensive it is due to inflation. And everyone's like, don't complain to Nintendo. Complain to your local MP. Because of the rate of inflation wages aren't in line with inflation and everything. It's very, very odd. But yeah, basically, fan bases will never be happy. We live in a time of complaining. I pretty much go into comment sections of videos now just to see what people are complaining about, because I just know it will happen. Like every single how-to video will just have a top comment, which is, this doesn't work. And it always makes me laugh. I can't remember if I told you, there was a video that came up, and it was like a dishwasher expert talking about whether you should or shouldn't rinse your plates before putting them in the dishwasher. And it's like, you can rinse your plates before you put them in the dishwasher, but all modern dishwashers are capable of withstanding that. And the top comment is, no, they're not. And it's like, well, he's a dishwasher expert. You're just a guy in the comments.
I saw a fantastic comment on something. This guy was just talking down the phone, talking about like, if you're watching TikTok, then you're wasting your time. And then the first comment was from someone with an Ireland flag in their bio, and it said, "What does your barber do for a living, mate?" Because this guy had a terrible haircut. It's such an excellent put down. Well, David.
Oh no, it's yours. Well,
No,
well, David. Well, James. At the end of that round, you did so well at playing the video games and watching the TV that I'm going to give you 300,000 points.
marvelous.
It's over to you for
Round 4.
And can you tell me what you've been consuming today, sir?
I've only had a bit of it, but James, last night I watched. I was tired, and I decided to rewatch Goldfinger. I've not seen it in a long time. Yeah, it's really funny to watch. I was really obsessed with James Bond between the ages of about 8 and 12, and I definitely had that on video. And just seeing a film that competent with so many awesome moments in it, that is also aged horrifically, probably wasn't that great at the time, and just so many troubling things in it. And it's really, really funny to see like such a competently made mess. Because like those early Bonds are pretty good in terms of like storyline, film structure, stunts. The gadgets are good. The music is amazing. It's shot really well. And then they'll just throw something in there where you're like, okay, this man has just met this woman 3 seconds ago, and now he's shagging her. And now he's using her as a human shield. What? This is weird. This is a weird time. And it's been mentioned by everyone, but I did it yesterday because I hadn't watched it in a while. And I was like the first time you see James Bond in Goldfinger, it opens with a seagull going into a dock. And then the seagull gets out of the water, and it's actually James Bond in a scuba diving gear with a seagull on top of his head. And it's magnificent. And then he uses some cool gadgets to like explode a thing. And then underneath his scuba diving gear is a full dry white suit. And he looks like a pimp. And it's really fucking funny and good. And then, yeah, as I say, within 6 minutes of that, he's used a lady as a human shield. And very odd. Oh, it's raining. I've also, it's been really sunny for ages here, and now it's sort of started raining. I watched Palm Springs. Have you seen Palm Springs?
I've not seen Palm Springs.
Andy Samberg's Groundhog Day.
Oh,
Really
okay.
good. It's good.
Cool.
It's enjoyable. I think more to your point is of what you were saying about quality of things. I was really thinking about this recently of like, there's just so many lists about the best things ever, and everybody has access to media now. When we were younger and not everybody had access to things, people would tell you about really brilliant stuff, and then you'd finally get hold of it and you'd watch it together. And half the time it was somebody showing it to you and you got to watch it together. And, you know, sometimes you still wouldn't enjoy it, but sometimes it was like the fact that somebody you know and love was showing you something and you got to enjoy it together, and that was good. But so much now you can just go watch stuff on your own, and if it's not really taking your fancy, you can just turn it off. And also, like, the people that enjoyed it at the time were enjoying it because of where they were at, or it was the best new thing
Yeah.
at the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't really convince somebody who was like 8 or 9 in 1964 that Goldfinger isn't like one of the best things ever, even if you can go, here is a list of all the reasons why it's pretty horrific. They just won't be, you know, in the same way that there's people from the 80s who just won't be able to like disassociate how much they love Michael Jackson from whatever. And it's just like it's a recommendation, but it's also, everybody recommends something to a younger generation, they go watch it. Some things do hold up and some things really don't. And I told a younger comedian told me about how boring they found Wayne's World. And I was like, oh, that is a shame. But by the same token, somebody with the same age gap told me how much they love Cheech and Chong, and that is fucking boring. Really fucking boring to me. But having said that, so like, but there's stuff that's good and whatever, but then like you've got to have like a somewhat understandable story for something of that budget. So I do think that Palm Springs is like, it's not like the best thing I've ever seen, but it was really like, I think it did what it did really well. And I think it feels quite modern, because I was just like, how do you do Groundhog Day again? But the way they went about it was really, really good fun. And the acting in it was great, and the characters in it were great. And so that was good. But the main thing I've been watching this week is Fred Dibner. Are you aware of Fred Dibner?
No.
Okay. You have homework.
Sick.
I don't know when he started. Let's see if I can find out his information. So there's a guy called Fred Dibner. I don't think he's with us anymore, but he is really into. He was a steeplejack.
Oh, yeah. No. This guy who used to go up and down chimneys and knock him down.
Well, this is it. I didn't know this when he died, and this is one of those moments in which popular culture is kind of bastardized how he's seen. Do you know what I mean? Because that is the most like terrifying. You know, everybody who watches him go up a big small ladder to do those chimney things, it's like, have you seen him do that? And that is a small portion of what he did, but most of what he did on telly was him riding around in a little steam powered like vehicle, like a steam engine on the roads, holding up loads of traffic. And he was going from point to point, filling up his little machine with like fire hydrants and stuff, somewhat illegally, and then he'd kind of qualify it. But he basically is like the most he's from Bolton.
Yeah.
And he is like impossibly northern. And what he would do is he would go in his shows, he would go from location to location, meeting people that also maintained old steam powered stuff and old contraptions. Awesome. It is a show with zero media training and impossibly thick northern accents, to the point where they have to have a narrator explain the conversation they've recorded. So they'll basically rock up at a place and they'll be like, Fred has arrived in Wigan to see how this steam press is run. And then they go up to a lady and they're like, he's meeting up with Beryl to see how long she's worked at the factory, and he'll be like, "Oh, Beryl, I'm good," and then she'll go, "Oh," and then it'll be like he'll ask her a question, which is like, "How long have you worked at the factory?" Oh no,
Fucking
how did
hell.
you get your job at the factory? And her answer will be, "I came down here and I came down, asked for a job, and I got a job, and I've been here for 6 years." And that's, but like that conversation will go on and last for like 5 minutes, and occasionally the narrator will come in and go, "Beryl has worked here for," like it's really fascinating how
There's
much it's somebody speaking English,
is
but
this
the TV channel doesn't trust you to understand what they're saying, so they have to keep on coming in. And it's so funny, they're so pretentious about Steam that there's one episode I watched recently where these blokes keep on slagging off. They're like bored of kids coming up to them going, "Is that like Thomas the Tank Engine?" And they're standing there with a pint of bitter going, "Oh, bloody Thomas the Tank Engine is all they are bloody are talking about now." It is
incredible. Is
so
this
funny.
via BBC Archive? On
I've been watching
YouTube?
them on YouTube. I don't know if I can find them anywhere else. I would thoroughly recommend it. They're very relaxing. My dad used to watch them and I didn't understand them. I just used to like the way he said portable because he says poyetable.
Incredible.
And I should say at this point, I'm not like, ha ha ha, Northern people are funny. What I do think is funny is that these incredibly thick accents are being broadcast on, well, it was being broadcast on national television, really slow, very dry conversation that the TV was like, well, they are talking about something very interesting and they're very passionate about it, but they just don't trust you to fully understand it,
Yeah.
so they have to bring in a narrator to talk about it, and it's really funny
Incredible.
to see. You don't get television like that anymore. It's really
Ah.
slow, nice, relaxing pace. I'm really finding it fun to watch because it's very interesting what they're doing, and it's old stuff, and they've kind of got this really kind, nice vibe to them, but they also are really disparaging about loads of modern things, and it's just there's so much to enjoy about it. I was talking about it to my family, and it turns out that he apparently not even televised. He just one day drove into where my uncle used to run the Gloucester Docks Museum. He curated it, and my grandfather, who lived nearby, used to go just stand on one of the old steamboats and just sort of run it for the museum. Just spend his day basically as a retirement. He just dick about on a steamboat all day.
Fair enough. That's great.
I'll see if I can find it. I didn't know all this, and so he came in and watched my grandfather on this boat doing steamboat stuff. So that's the guy in the
Wow.
blue overalls is my grandfather. This is in the mid-90s, and look how happy Fred Dibner is. He's the guy in the blue overalls. Look how happy that man is to watch my grandfather run a boat. He is elated.
I want to be as happy as Fred Dibner looking at a boat one day.
Yeah, right. So content with it all. But
I mean,
yes, strong recommendations.
There's a couple of pictures that are like, I want to be that happy one day. There's a picture of Jack Nicholson in the last couple of years at I think, is it a basketball game, and he's eating a bowl of chili, and that's the happiest that anyone's ever fucking looked.
He loves the LA Lakers. He absolutely loves them.
But yeah, well, because you've brought mirth into everyone's lives, David, I am going to give you, get this, 100,000 points.
I'm getting it.
Meaning that currently the scores stand, I am just behind with 472, 800 points. David steaming ahead, pulling ahead with a 500,018 points. David, it's over to you for round 5.
Round 5.
James, round 5 is called Which Film Is This Gunshot Sound From?
Yeah.
James, different films use different gunshot sounds. Some of them are better than others. Some of them are quite easy to point out and remember which films they're from. Some are a bit more difficult. You are an actor. You're a keen film watcher. I feel like you might do quite well at this. Can you tell me which film this gunshot sound is from? Question number 1. Oh, fuck's sake, James Bond. Also, why are you blonde now?
My God, is that Casino Royale?
That is correct. This is for 100,000 points a question, James. That's another 100,000 points to you there, sneaking you into the lead. Isn't that exciting? Question number 2. Which gunshot sound, which film is this gunshot sound from?
Oh, fucking hell, Paddington!
Is that Paddington in Peru?
No, James. It was actually Train Spotting. It's when they're at the train station
Oh,
in Paddington.
of
I was
course.
just blaming the train station for getting shot.
It's
And
Dale Winton as well.
and question number 3, your final one. Which film is this gunshot sound from?
Oh, you're a piece of shit, Indiana Jones.
That is Blade Runner 2049.
Nearly, it's not. It's actually Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, or any Mark Hamill product, really. Because he wasn't, he didn't do well after Star Wars as well as
His
Harrison
career
Ford.
did struggle. Did lots of voiceover, but he never quite got to the heights of.
Yeah, but so
Yeah.
you nearly did well with the gunshot sounds there, but not good enough to get all of them
No.
right. But you are in the lead on 572,800 points as we drift sideways, like we're in a Fast and Furious threequel, 3 Fast, 3 Furious. It's over to you, James, to round 6.
Round 6.
Oh, David, once more. Round 6 is presented by a very special guest. Let me just usher them into the call. I hope you're prepared.
Never prepared.
Good enough.
Hello.
Hello, David. It's me, Alan Bennett, renowned playwright, novelist, and all-round soft-boiled egg of a human. David,
Yeah.
it's rewrite season once more, as it is, and I've been asked to consult on a series of scripts for remakes of well-known films. Now, because I always want to know what the man on the street thinks of my work, although you're not in a street, you're in a house, I'm going to read extracts of them, and I want you to guess what I'm working on. Now, before we start, yes, the premise to this is at the end of a Stuart Lee extended bit. However, it may interest you to know that the actor, writer, and comedian James O'Donoghue has been doing a similar joke for up to 4 years now, way before Lee's joke was ever aired. I'm not insinuating that Stuart Lee stole the joke. No, one never deigns to insinuate before tea. It is, however, parallel thinking, and as such, no apologies will be necessary from either party.
I can confirm that I heard James O'Donoghue do this bit before I saw Stuart Lee do this bit.
Indeed.
And I also believe in parallel thinking.
I believe in parallel parking, but it's difficult to find that in Barnsley.
Oh, you seem slightly pleased with yourself there, Alan Bennett.
Oh, I'm doing just fine. Each correct answer will get you 1,999 points because we're going to party like it's 1999. I didn't party a lot that year, to be honest, though. I was engaged in adapting The Lady in the Van to a stage play with Dame Maggie Smith. I found Nicholas Heitner's direction very thoughtful. So here's extract number 1. In a way, I'm rather fond. Well, I should hope not. I find symmetry somewhat mundane. You should see my flower beds. I'm not sure that I follow. Well, I've always been fond of Van Gogh, so I'll see this as somewhat of a tribute.
Flower beds. So is it Reservoir Dogs?
David, that's absolutely correct. That's Reservoir Dogs.
Because of the ear cut off, yeah.
Because of the ear cut off. You're sharp. You're sharper than they told me. I'll give you that for free.
Thank you, Alan.
Extract number 2. Are your feet cold too? Yes, and wet. Shame. Pass us the Battenberg, will you? I'm famished.
Cold and wet feet.
It's not the BBC sitcom Cold Feet.
I think it was ITV actually.
Or was it ITV with
James Nesbitt.
James Nesbitt, pre-hair plugs, I should say. Although
And
one
Heather
never
Watson.
likes to comment on someone's appearance.
No, not before tea.
Not before. I think it was a shame. I enjoyed he had a rather dynamic face, like a goblin.
Something about cold and wet feet. Mermaids. Is it Splash?
It's not Splash with Tom Hanks,
Daryl
nor is
Hannah.
it H2O.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm flummoxed, Alan.
It's Titanic, very simply. Extract number 3. What are they making a remake of here? Oh, clean the lavvy, Simon. It's a state. This is no environment to apply my suppositories. That's a little bit too rich for this time of the evening. Are they for your piles? Chance would be a bloody fine thing, I should wager.
Is it Train Spotting?
David, it is, of course, Train Spotting. Well
A
done.
lot of love this episode and previous episode.
And final extract, David.
Hmm.
Should I get the washing in? It's picking up out there. Too late, Barbara. Your skirt will be half the way down Timperley Town Centre by now.
Is it Twister?
No, it's not Twister.
Something with a big.
That was very different. It was the shed's gone. Tools are still there. You don't need a shed then.
Jurassic Park?
It's not Jurassic Park. I'll give it another read. Should I get the washing in? It's picking up out there. Too late, Barbara. Your skirt will be halfway down Timperley Town Centre by now.
Skirt in the wind.
You could say the skirt is something with the wind.
Oh, is it Gone with the Wind, Alan?
Absolutely, it's Gone with the Wind.
Right.
I've never seen the original. I suppose it's something to do with the weather. Well, David, I see you know your gently paced yet emotionally impactful works of drama with a keen sense of the comedic and tragic. Well, I'm off now for a meal, a succulent sandwich meal. Mine's a cucumber and cream cheese. I find salmon ostentatious. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, Alan.
Or as we say in the playwriting world, bye-bye.
Bob Iger. It was Alan Bennett, everybody.
Alan Bennett.
It was Alan Bennett.
How do we get these people?
Gordon Bennett. It's Alan Bennett.
How do we get these people?
Ted on the door at Chops. We found out on Tuesday he'd never seen a succulent Chinese meal like video ever. And there was like 3 people going, "You never seen it?" And he was like, "No." And he was like, "You'll have to send, very much not in the like, what do you mean you've never seen Star Wars or anything? Very much in the like, oh, I think you'd enjoy that." And he was like,
yeah.
"You better send me a clip then." I went, "No, Ted, we're going outside so that you can't hear the music and you can watch it now." And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Come outside." And we came outside, and then Julia Stenton, who was doing Chops that even though I hadn't seen in a while, appeared and went to give me a hug. And I was like, "Hang on a second, Ted's never seen Succulent Chinese Meal." And she went, "Oh, what do you mean you've never seen it? Yeah, watch that. I'll see you in a second." And she went inside, and then he was like really confused. And then a minute 30 later, he was like, "That was very much well worth watching. Thank you very much." And then we came inside, and Julia was like, "Great, isn't it?" And I was like, he was like, "Yeah." And then we carried on with our lives. It's great.
Incredible.
Thanks, Alan.
Alan, a true blue Aussie hero.
Let's go to the results. My. You. James O'Donoghue, you have 572,800 points,
My God.
which
Call the police.
and in this case is enough to win because I only have 506,015 points, which means that James, you get to pack a Mac. It was raining a second ago. You're going to need it. You don't want to carry it.
What a wonderful
Mr.
grip of
Carey.
tenses.
I
What
know,
a
right?
wonderful grip of tenses. It was raining a second ago. You're going to need it.
You're going to need it. And I have to do the late shift. Fuck. If you've enjoyed this episode of Is This Enough, then you can follow us at Is This Enough Pod on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. If you haven't enjoyed it, you can also do that. You just might not want to. You can email us at isthisenoughpodcasting@gmail.com. If you have anything to tell us, you can join our mailing list at isthisenoughpodcast.substack.com. You can find me at David Hoare LOL on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And you can come see my shows at the McCuntleth Comedy Festival on the 4th of May on the Sunday at 4 p.m. at the Brighton Fringe on the 8th and 9th of May at 9:15, and I'm recording my show on the 11th of May at Bar 57 with support from James O'Donoghue, so we'll both be there. It'll be very wonderful. Please come along. I'm recording my show. You can get tickets for that via Head First, but all the information is on my website, davidhoare.com. James, where can we find you on that internet? And we did something in the summer, James.
Oh, a little taste of summer already in the air. I have been James O'Donoghue. You can find me at Is That James O on Insta, James O Comedy on Blue Sky, and Let the James Begin on TikTok. I should really find one of them that I'm happy with and stick with all three as a singular handle. But I won't, because that's what a coward does. On the 3rd of August, where were you on the 3rd of August, sir? I'll tell you where you were. You were at the Camden Fringe at Aces and Eights watching my hour-long show, Supervillain Origin Story, a show about 16 awful films, love, loss, and probably some poops.
Yeah, considering the
Probably.
amount of fiber you don't eat. James, do you, in your esteemed opinion, as a person who's been to university twice and the University of Life twice, do you think this has been enough in your pack of Mac?
I'm just going to consult the orb.
Oh yes, consult the orb. For the audio listener, James has got his testicles.
Why is it glass? David, the orb concurs. It's been enough.
Lovely. I think we'll leave it there. Goodbye from me. Goodbye from James. It's been enough. Farewell.